Today we're in Cozumel, and in this video I wanted to show you what we did in Cozumel. We also want to provide useful tips so that when you come here, you have a roadmap on what to do. These tips include the cost to do an excursion, taxi costs, Chankanaab park fees, etc. And as always, I want to show you what food we ate today because travel and food go together. Welcome to Cozumel. We just docked. We are on the Norwegian Getaway, and we dock here at the Punta Langosta pier, which is great because basically it puts you right at town. For a lot of the other cruise lines, where they dock will be International Pier or Puerto Maya, which again will require they take a short taxi ride to get to town. Now, Cozumel is obviously known for their great beaches, and that's something we want to do. However, given that we have limited time here, what we're going to do instead is go to Chankanaab Park, which is a marine park that has great snorkeling and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to doing that today. When you get the cruise ships, the thing I recommend doing is that you want to start with the furthest point that you want to visit and then work your way back so that you do not miss the ship. Now, in our case, we're going to go to Chankanaab Park first, and then we'll come to the town. I want to give you some advice on shore excursions. A lot of time when you price it out, you'll find that, especially if you're going to a beach, it might be cheaper for you to just take a taxi to the beach versus trying to do a shore excursion. Now in our case, the way to work going to Chankanaab Park was that the entry fee was about 30 bucks per person, and the cab ride would be about $30. So all in, it's going to be about 90 bucks. The shore excursion was 69 each person, so it actually was more expensive by about 50 bucks. However, Norwegian gave us a $50 credit for any shore excursion, so once you price it out, it made more sense that we do the shore excursion versus trying to go there ourselves. The other thing I looked at was that it was a 4-hour shore excursion, which is plenty of time to enjoy the park. So overall, for this case, it was better just to do the shore excursion and not have to deal with, trying to get a cab, negotiating a fare, although I believe the fares here are fixed rate. So anyway, let's go to Chankanaab Park. We're in Chankanaab Beach right now. Now, Chankanaab Beach is basically a marine preserve, and really what's great here is that there's awesome snorkeling. Now, from the cruise ship, it's probably about a 10-minute ride, and what you're gonna do when you come off the cruise ship, you have a choice of either gathering a cab and going your own or taking an excursion. When you get into the water, be aware that the water is above your head almost right from the start. So if you're not a good swimmer, make sure you get a life jacket.
So all along here, there's really awesome snorkeling, and that's what people are doing right now.
If you just snorkel along this path, sectioned off by the yellow buoys, you will see plenty of fish. The excursion did include a guided snorkeling tour, but it was just as good to explore on our own.
I love the color of the water. It's this blue turquoise, just so beautiful. And right now it's in the low 80s, so perfect temperature. So once you pay your entry fee for Chankanaab Park, the chairs, umbrellas, and the hammocks are free, so that's great.
Of course, I made it. You're gonna be kidding me. If somebody wants a little bit of salsa, spicy, you can put some drops on top of it. I was just fair because everybody doesn't like too much spice on it, guys, okay? Señor, por favor. Right here. Darling. I know. That's everything. That's all I like to hear. Señorita, señor, por favor, get closer.
Sure, why not?
Why not? Of course.
Thank you. Fish guacamole, not quite like it. Wow.
Made it. Now, at the end, was too much salt, too much lemon, or was okay? Por favor, right here, madam. Right here, boss. Get closer, guys. Here.
How was it, ma'am? How it tastes? Yeah? As good as what you make? Okay. Hello, will you marry me? All right, see you later. This water's crystal clear, and you can see fishes down there, actually.
So these are replicas of Mayan archaeological places. So they're doing some maintenance work right now, chopping down some branches and stuff like that. Here's a replica, maybe of a ruin. So there's the sea lion show. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to miss it because we'll be gone by 1, and it's right close to 12 right now, and I can't get my party together in time, so too bad. So the tequila museum actually, but this guy makes awesome tequilas, and it's 11 bucks, which is much cheaper than what you have probably on the beach. What can be better than a day on the beach in Cozumel, Mexico? The water here is so beautiful, nice and blue. A lot of snorkelers in there. So the sun is not too strong. Again, it's in the probably low 80s, and it's sporadic sun, but it's really beautiful out here. Okay, so we spent about 4 hours at Chankanaab Park. Now we're back at the port. And what's great about being at this port is that there's a lot of shopping right here. So basically you can wander around here and the ship's right there, so you don't really risk the chance of missing the ship. It's a lot of commercial stuff here, just a lot of souvenirs and stuff like that. We'll just wander around. The shopper's paradise. Anything you want, it's here. So we had a beautiful day at Cozumel at Chankanaab Park and back here in the port. It's just perfect weather, it's just so beautiful out here, so comfortable, and the water was so pretty. Nice breeze going on here also. So really a beautiful day in Mexico and Cozumel. Okay, we're back to the ship right now, so it's kind of nice to be back here. It's been not a long day, but a good day, so back on the ship. There's nothing like coming back from the beach, taking a nice shower, getting very clean, and then coming to a nice dining room for a meal. I'm looking forward to eating good food tonight. Okay, here's the menu.
White cheddar and potato soup sounds interesting. Strip steak is always good. Almond crusted hoagie sounds good. They offer higher-end steaks with surcharges.
So I'm gonna get the French onion soup and either the chicken Madeira or the barbecue mixed grill. Here's the French onion soup. I love French onion soup. Okay, I love French onion soup. It's one of my favorite soups. So this one is not as much cheese as I normally get, but it's still pretty good. Nice flavor. Okay, this is the barbecue mixed grill. It looks very rich and tasty. Yeah, this rib has this bourbon sauce on it. Let's see how it tastes. The meat melts off. The meat's very, very tender. Melts off the bone, so wow. It's nice sauce, bourbon. Here's the bratwurst. So it's a little bland, different taste, bland. And I believe this is chicken. Very good. The chicken's very, very tender.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe so you do not miss future videos, including videos on other islands which we stop by, where I will continue to give you useful tips, how to plan the day, and what things cost, like taxis, chair and umbrella rentals, etc. Thanks. To wrap up, I'm going to give you a recap on the excursion strategy because I believe that's a pretty important one.
So what I recommend when you think about coming ashore is that start with the furthest point out and then work your way back. That way you do not miss your last ride to the ship. In terms of Cozumel, what we did, we took a excursion to Chankanaab Park, and we'll spend a few hours here, then we'll go back to the shuttle. Now in terms of excursions, I think one thing you want to do is you want to compare what's the price of the excursion versus if you did it yourself. A lot of times when you go to beaches in Caribbean or Mexico, you'll find if you just do a cab on your own and even pay an entry fee, for the most part, it'll be cheaper for you to go on your own. Obviously you're paying for the convenience of the excursion. They arrange everything, that way you're safe from negotiating prices or anything like that. Now in the case of Chankanaab Park, off the cruise ship, we priced it out, and it turned out, given that we had a $50 excursion credit, it worked out to be the same if we basically went ourselves versus using the excursion. Really, the price was about $29 per person. That's entry fee to the park. The round trip to the park would be about $30, so all in about $90. The price of the excursion was $69 per person, so that's about I don't know, I'm really bad, but it's maybe $138. So again, with the $50 credit, you come down to about $90. So basically it was neutral. So ultimately we wound up doing the excursion. The only thing about excursion I don't like, you have to wait for everyone. You probably have a little less time there, although I think the all-in hours is about 4 hours, so it was worth it. And definitely it's worth it just to not have to do the hassle of arranging yourself sometimes.